Hi! No tenkei dansei Vtuber yato no Hakuya desu. And once again, my stream setup broke. So I was talking to myself for a good minute or two. Sorry about that. Good evening. It's your Sunraven YouTuber Yato no Hakuya. I am pleased to see you guys again today. Though I was sneezing and coughing and blowing my nose all through last night. It was quite terrible. Even after I took a bath, I was still like sneezing terribly. And when I woke up, I was just so drained. I've only had like 2 meals since I woke up. I was feeling so bad, but for some reason, I think I'm okay right now. I mean, I'm still dizzy, but I think I can read. If it's a story or two about love and hope, I think I can do it. Without further ado, let's go ahead and start reading. My gosh, I read all these event stories. I read chapter 1. I read, what was it, 6, 7, 8 character stories, 2 major events. I missed 1 major event. I missed the Copley sector. So we're gonna go ahead and finally get to chapter 2, so we know what's going on. I skipped a lot of stuff. Alright, chapter 2, Cyclopes. So many stages, but we're just gonna be doing reading. We're just gonna read. Okay, part 1, Shrieking Arrow. An alarm sounded by silence. Even if a fruitless mission divides us, even if an abyss of depravity consumes me, I shall march on, till the arrow's passage is at its end, and the thundering of war silenced. Chapter 2, Fissure. Good morning, Croc. Morning. You look like you didn't sleep well. Shouldn't you get some more rest? You were responsible for holding down the oasis already, and now we're burdening you with all this repair work. Don't worry. Structural maintenance is what I was made for. Oh, I should add that watching 2 episodes of Armor Suit should get me back in shape. It's only defending the oasis after all. Besides, even if I wanted to head back to bed for round 2. That's all? You ought to visit the Nightless City in Burbank. They've got skyscrapers everywhere. And what's so good about skyscrapers, huh? Only a sheltered agent like you who's never seen the world before would think that they're really anything impressive. Huh? Who are you calling sheltered? Say that again, I dare you. That's not happening with these nuisances around. That's Miss Rico. We met her in Rosam. She'll be helping us gather resources here in the oasis from now on. She's a little noisy, but I guess you could say she's breathed some life into the oasis. I really suck at dealing with people like her. Oh, yes. When it comes to dealing with strangers, Croc. Yes, yeah. What am I looking at? Yes, I know I'm a shut-in who's no good at socializing. This sort of thing is a pain in the ass. Why do people even like it? Besides, I don't even like all this, the most stuff. It really, my fault. All this normie crap should go and discombobulate. I really want to eat it up in my own room and my own with a bottle of... We were talking about the reconstruction, weren't we? Oh, yes. As a whole, we're still very low on resources. Even with a supply of operands from Rosam, the best thing we can do is keep the sandbox running. More to the point, the professor keeps piling on requests. Do you know how much effort it took to get the weather simulator working with this pitiful amount of operands? It doesn't even do anything for the sector. In short, if we want to restore the oasis, we'll need far more operands. Yes, we definitely do. However, I do quite like the professor's suggestion of repairing the weather simulator. It is precisely because we live in a hollow world that we ought to live as well as we can. Perhaps it is the spiritual that truly drives us, rather than the material. Okay, I got it. At this rate, you're gonna start recording the professor's funny words into a funny little book. and found a funny little church. In any case, the oasis is busted up real bad, and the restoration's a bit trickier than I expected. I'm afraid we'll probably have to go to the other sectors and borrow some of their operands. Well, I've been considering that already. Oh, not the church part. Still, while Magracy does have many sectors, there are too many affiliations and associations amongst them. To an outsider, every single sector might appear different, from their makeup to their operating modes and even the agents within them. We may have had success in negotiations with Rosum, but to head to another sector without careful consideration is perhaps a little. Risk is never a non-factor. We'll just deal with it as it comes. Huh? But Professor, when did you... I just got here. Anyway, we've got a lot of work to do, so we can't be too apprehensive. Besides, we've upgraded our gear with the part of the operands we obtained, so we're much better off than before. I suppose you're right. Croc, you said previously that there are 3 sectors in the Oasis, right? Is there a chance we could obtain operands from one of those sectors? Other than Rosum, the sector with the greatest reserves is probably Cyclopes. It belongs to Svarog Heavy Industries, the company that made me. Simply put, it's a military sector. To be precise, it's an online military material testing center. All the latest combat AI and weapons research is conducted there. Just keep in mind, I've only heard about it. I've never actually seen it myself. I remember you mentioned Sima, who was in charge of scouting that place, right? Yes, it's a military sector after all, and the agents there are all equipped with combat modules. Who knows what kind of danger there would be if we blindly sent anyone in. Better let a professional handle it. Simo was a former military doll, so he's much more experienced and better equipped than me. He's the one for the job. Also, that ermine of his called Sako had a certain amount of processing power. Apparently it helps him in battle too. Wait, it does? Of course, we have scheduled check-ins just in case anything unexpected happens. It's true that Sima's file contains records of many missions, and he's gone on before Project Neurocloud. He served in battle as a tactical doll, so he's very familiar with scouting out. Wait, there are male tactical dolls? Shoot, this is news to me. This is completely news to me. I didn't realize. Yeah, I thought there were only female tactical dolls. Still, I feel a little uneasy about always making him take on dangerous tasks like that. Why? Maybe I'm imagining things, but there are times when I feel like Sima's hiding things from us. You think so? This is Sima we're talking about. He's very professional when it comes to cracking heads, but he's no good at anything else. There's no way someone who can't even calculate how many operands it takes to buy some drinks could fool someone else like that. You must be mistaken. It's most likely because he's a bit too strained with the mission. We just need to take care of him properly once he's back. He'll be okay. And as it happens, today's the day for our scheduled check-in. We're within the planned communications window. I'll send him a comms request and you can tell him yourself. Of course. Oh no. Oh no, it's the ... Error 161. Remote connection failed. Huh? Timed out? That's strange. This hasn't happened before. Could he be busy with something else? I think it's just the usual signal disruption. Simo's always been very meticulous when it comes to sticking to plans. He wouldn't forget the time for a scheduled check-in. Try it again. One step ahead of you. No good. No one's picking up. Croc, do you remember what Simo said the last time you made contact? I guess he mentioned his position. That said, Simo definitely mentioned something wasn't right about Cyclops. He was hanging around to investigate instead of returning. What exactly was it? Did he mention it to you? A passing mention, yeah. Cyclops isn't like Rosum, and the agents there are divided into 2 different types depending on their functions. Each of them carry out their own missions, and they even have 2 administrators. And it seems there's some kind of conflict. Conflict between agents. Sounds pretty bad. But that's their own business. So I thought someone of Simo's judgment wouldn't have decided to get caught up. Simo also mentioned the place wasn't too dicey, and that he could handle it by himself. Don't be so tense, Croc. It's not your fault. It's just one instance of not immediately picking up. There's no immediate bad news so far, no? Yeah. Let's start by thinking about what we can do now. Since we can't contact him, all we can do is head over in person to find him. Although military sectors sound really dangerous, I'm sure there's nothing we can't handle if we go there together, just like what you guys did in Rosum. But Sol was injured by that sanctifier, so she'll need time to recover. Let me go then. I've got a secret weapon in store. No, I mean, I've been training for a while and I'm way stronger than before. Training, you say, but you spend all your spare time in your own room. You can train in your room too. Looking past the question of training methods, Croc is right. We're a lot stronger than we were in Rosum, and we can't just abandon Simo. Yeah, you're right, Professor. Tell everyone to move out. We're going to Cyclops sector. Persicaria, make the preparations for the trip. Remember to prime your weapons, and go contact Antonina. Croc, keep trying to contact Simo. Roger that. Okay. We got an interesting setup. 2 factions in Rosum are at war. Simo's gone missing. And we also need operands. Part 2, Hunting Grounds. Bestial instinct enslaved in the name of rationality. We're here. This is the entrance to Cyclops. The Sanctifiers patrolling the borders don't look too tough. Is it because the agents of a military sector can fight, so they've gone lax on their defenses? Or maybe it's because we've gotten stronger. Relax, Persicaria. In any case, thanks for your hard work. How are you faring with the firewall, Antonina? Must you really ask? Alright. Before she was done speaking, the firewall vanishes. That was sick! I have to hand it to you, Anna. You're way more efficient than what the rumors say. Not Anna. Antonina. Still, the protocols here are the same as... Whatever. Hurry on in. Otherwise the Sanctifiers are going to come round again. A military sector indeed. The smell of diesel is everywhere. It's so soothing. Feels so quiet. And there are no agents on the street at all. It's nothing like Rosum. Alright, no more of that. I'm getting a very bad feeling about it. Still, where did all the people go? I guess they're on the production lines. Why do all these buildings look so... run down? We'd better be careful. I can't help but worry about whether one of these walls is gonna suddenly collapse. Ah, you're such a worrywart, Persicaria. Every construction site has walls like these. And when Svarog Heavy Industries was still building reactor piles, their scaffolds were way more hardcore than this. It's... thud. Before Croc finishes her sentence, the wall beside her suddenly collapses. I can't say I've seen this before. Croc, are you alright? Almost got me. What kind of shoddy construction is this? Is it up to standards? Don't jinx it, Croc. Huh? Wait. This doesn't look like it was caused by long periods of neglect. Look here, the other side of the wall has been Swiss cheesed. What's going on? All the buildings leading towards the sector are either covered in bullet holes or they're bombed out wrecks. There must have been a vicious battle here. But why? The Cyclops sector is one of Svarog's key sectors. It ought to be the hardest place for an intruder to breach. Plus, if there were intruders, wouldn't there be sanctifiers around too? Isn't it their job to maintain order? That's true. Not only are there no agents on the streets, there are no sanctifiers either. It just feels like something truly terrible has happened here. If you ask me, I think the agents and the sanctifiers might be in there. You can see behind these buildings from this angle. Now that the wall's out of the way, take a look. We look up in the direction where Antonina is pointing. In the distance is a massive translucent barrier running across the length of the Cyclops sector. It's too far away, so we can't make out what's on the other side. Just some murky clouds and sand and dust. But when we listen closely, we can hear the faint sound of machines roaring. That should be the main district for weapons development. Why did they wall it off with a barrier? Strange indeed. Maybe Simo's around there. Let's head over and take a look. We're almost there. We should be able to take a good look. But it's been getting noisier and noisier as we go around. And this sound... Say, could it be the wreckage of war we saw earlier, made by these things? As we draw closer, the view on the other side of the wall becomes clear, and the noise in our ears grows more distinct until the mad hellscape on the other side of the world spread before our eyes, in all its animation, with nothing reserved. The sound of distant mechanical roaring was actually a mixture of gunfire and explosions, and the roiling dust clouds were the aftermath of explosions. Countless heavily armed agents are fighting amongst themselves in there. Die! Take this! They bear similar appearances, yet they gaze at each other, hatred burning in their eyes, spouting fire at each other with practiced movements, shell casings, severed limbs, gunshots, and curses, all combining with the drifting gun smoke above the battlefield, forming a macabre overcast. You're done for! Oh. Sound of death. Target annihilated. Battle feedback +1. Just keeping score. The hell? What kind of research district is this? These agents are slaughtering each other, and that booing you heard just now was the sound of tanks and artillery. But you said this was a military sector, not a war zone sector. Was there a mistake with Simo's intel? No, Svarog doesn't have war zone sectors. Simo's exact words were that it was a place for digitized weapons manufacturing and testing. Oh no, is Cyclops sector research and testing actually weaponized dolls, isn't it? I'm afraid so. They lock them up behind walls and have them kill each other, just like a coliseum. However, this is definitely something the humans would do. Ave Kaiser. Ave Kaiser. Morituri te salutant. Still, good thing there's a wall here. Otherwise we might get caught up in the battle. Did you say something, Professor? No, it was nothing. But if this is for weapons testing, there ought to be observers or testers, right? Can you spot any of them? Ah, right. If this was done for the purpose of collecting data, then there should be agents responsible for collecting and processing the data. But all the ones we see don't look like they've got that as an objective. They look very familiar. Like I've seen them before. Hang on, look over there. Isn't there an agent under that roof overhang? You're right. There's an agent on this side of the wall too. She looks way more normal than the others. She's just sitting there and, observing? It looks like she's measuring the length of something. Let's see if we can communicate with her. Let's go, Persicaria. But I'm not too familiar with engineering subjects. Maybe you would be more suitable, Croc. Me? No, I'm just not. Persicus, quit pushing! Hello? Sorry to interrupt your work, but do you know where this place is? What are they doing on the other side of that wall? Are you gauging the distance? I'm pretty good at this sort of work too. She gave her the haha. Wanna talk? Got ignored. Oh no. Getting ghosted in person is the worst. What's wrong, Croc? She completely rejected me. I'll never approach someone else again. No. I think it's just better if I never speak again. I should just lock myself up in a room with nothing but a set of gears and some lubricant. Get a grip. Sorry. I was starting to slip back into my nihilism mode again. But yes, that agent. She's definitely not Simo. She seems really familiar. Serves me right for putting my hopes on you. Let me handle it. Hey, your most trustworthy friend Antonina is here. Anna, are you broken? That's Antonina's business mode. Must be your first time. Hello there, Miss Agent. How do you do? Pleasure to meet you. Even as Antonina spouts friendly, welcoming greetings, her face remains the same as she approaches the agent. No need to worry, we'll go back right after we find our friend. Speaking of which, those agents over there seem pretty scary. Do you know what's up with them? That's okay, you don't have to tell us. We're not here to make trouble. Here, I'll describe what our friend looks like. Saying so, Antonina stands in front of the process and practically shoves a picture of Simo into her face. The agent is stunned. Our friend is called Simo. Easy to remember, huh? He's about this high, he's got silver hair. Detecting unfamiliar agent approaching. Signature no match. Please move aside. You're in my way. The agent pulls Antonina's hand aside, glaring at her viciously, a spine-chilling look in their eyes. I'm sorry, but I cannot answer any of your questions. Please do not continue harassing me any further, or I will call the sanctifiers over to take care of things. Okay, no need to get worked up. I get it, we'll go. Antonina returns to our side. The agent glances at us, then immediately turns around and runs off. You got shot down too, Anna. And you even spoke to her like that. Got a problem? Nah. Curious. The agent's attitude changed immediately once Simo's name came up. Could it be? Simo might have done something here. Really? But the top priority for our scouting missions is stealthiness, right? Simo's not the sort who would do something outside of his boundaries. But he did spend a long time here. So maybe. Hard to say. Unfortunately, she refused to say a thing. If only we could clarify things with her. That's fine. We'll have plenty of opportunities to ask her questions. Antonina opens her mobile terminal. Her fingers fly over the keyboard and a small display appears in midair. Is this a location tracking system? I knew it wouldn't be so easy to communicate with that agent, so I stuck a transmitter on her just then. No wonder you got so close. Why didn't I think of that? Looks like the transmitter stopped moving. Let's hurry over and take a look. We're here. This building, it looks pretty messed up from the outside. Do these agents live in a place like this? Maybe it's a secret base or something. Wait, someone's coming over. Yeah, so soon? Let's get out of here. I don't want to have that awkward conversation again. Calm down, Croc. We're here to gather intel, aren't we? People are more likely to get the wrong idea if you act like that. Okay, but... Why are you here? That voice, it's Simo. It really is Simo. What are you doing in a place like this? I'll explain later. Behind you! Sanctifiers? Since when have they been onto us? I'll handle the left. Professor! Croc, Persicaria, Antonina. Formation. And then we have like a battle, and another battle, and now we have more story. Powder keg. Phew. These sanctifiers. Speak of being the hunter one moment and hunted the next. When did they start tailing us anyway? This region is patrolled by sanctifiers. They probably noticed you when you started following another agent. After all, there are tall buildings everywhere, and the visibility is poor. Indeed, we were careless. Wait, how did you know we were following? You think there's any chance that agent brought you here on purpose? This is their HQ. Why are you so familiar with the affairs of these agents, and why are you at their HQ? This isn't something I can explain on the spot, although I don't know why you're all here. I'd suggest you all take this opportunity to leave Cyclopes while it's still safe. The hell, Simo? We came all this way to look for you because we didn't respond to your scheduled check-ins. I'm very sorry, but I couldn't contact you immediately because something came up. That sounds suspicious as heck. That sounds extremely suspicious. Raven, the greater sanctifier responsible for Cyclops sector, is making the rounds nearby. I was worried about taking a call without proper precautions. Would reveal myself. So it's a greater sanctifier. Wouldn't she be a notch above Faith? Yes, looks like you understand the severity of the matter. And so I suggest you all leave. I still have some things to take care of here, so I'll contact you later. Hold up. We came all this way to find you. You've got to explain what's going on. Besides, if a greater sanctifier is patrolling the area, you won't be able to take her on by yourself, right? We came to Cyclops to find you because we were worried. Although we don't know what happened between you and the agents, you'll always be our friend, no matter what. Persicaria. Can't let you face danger alone. If it's reasonable, we'd like you to tell us about the situation here. We'll do our best if there's anything we can help with, so please, don't hold anything back. There's no need to shoulder everything by yourself. Professor. I understand. Come, we'll talk inside. Ugh, leftovers of a gunfight here too. Do Cyclops agents all work in places like this? This is not exactly what I imagined. That's... Don't worry, these are my compatriots. I've already reported this to Olivia. Don't worry, I'll take responsibility. Alright. Oh, dependable as always, Simo. Who's Olivia, though? She's the administrator of Cyclops. To be precise, she's half an administrator. I remember you mentioning something about there being 2 types of agents here, as well as 2 administrators. Yes. Ever since Cyclops was founded, Svarak released 2 different kinds of agents with different functions. Monitors and combatants. Everyone here is a monitor agent, while the ones killing each other beyond the wall are battle agents. So you're saying they allow part of the agents to go and kill each other, and then they use the other group to supervise this mutual slaughter? No, the contrary. The job of the monitors is to prevent overtraining. If everything had gone down as intended, these agents would never have ended up killing each other. That battle agents beyond the wall simply received an order to continue fighting. They don't necessarily have to fight to the degree of 2 entering, and only 1 leaving. Meanwhile, the monitors are supposed to step in and stop them before they do anything too aggressive. So you're saying that the humans ordered the agents to train against each other, but they were afraid they'd go too far? What a joke. Still, they're just watching from beyond the wall. How are they supposed to stop the battle agents? Direct command? No, I had to look just then. Not only does that wall block traversal, it also blocks transmissions. But why? In that case, why put that wall up? Judging from its code, it looks like the wall isn't native to Cyclops. Correct. The Greater Sanctifier Raven put up that wall. Raven? The one that's hanging around here that you were talking about? Yes, that's right. Ever since that wall went up, the monitors and battle agents were forcibly separated into 2 sides. The battle agents slowly degenerated into attacking each other, and in the end devolved into nothing but massacre. They began killing each other, which meant they ended up being constantly reset, and in the end they became what you saw, a pack of machines that only know how to take life. Was it all caused by that wall Raven put up? But isn't the mission of the Sanctifiers to protect order? Technically speaking, Raven didn't break any rules. After all, the battle agents killing each other was caused by them obeying their base commands. On top of that, according to Olivia, Raven is something else. She's the youngest of the greatest Sanctifiers, a through-and-through battle maniac who lives for the thrill of the fight. What a thrill! This endless strife is perhaps an order that she is only too happy to enforce. Order, you say? I can understand that since the battle agents are still fighting. That doesn't mean the monitors are out of a job. We are not out of a job. We've been working hard day and night to meet our quotas as monitors, and we have never deviated from that goal. Oh, she's upset. And what exactly is that? To date, we have come up with 1,231 plans for bringing that wall down, and carried out 947 of them, with the highest amount of damage being done at 0.34 TB. Terabytes? Simply put, you can't regain control over the battle agents if you can't break through the wall. The barrier's operand supply comes from the Greater Sanctifier, with whom we cannot contend. But we will not abandon our duty to protect Cyclopes, no matter how long it takes or if our operands run dry. So the monitor agents are doing their part too. All this is in keeping with the order which the Sanctifiers have in mind. So this is the order, huh? That's pretty damn self-absorbed. Thank you for explaining. I'm already fuming. Olivia told me that this after I made contact with her while I was scouting. As you know, I was on the battlefield before I was uploaded to the cloud. You wouldn't understand what it was like. People who just wanted to live in peace were forced to take up guns for that sake and point them at their comrades. Choosing to help them was my decision, and I will not bring you hardship for the sake of those decisions. Naturally, this will not affect the assignment you've given me. Olivia already promised me that once the wall goes down, and she takes control of the Cyclops again, she will compensate with me a large sum of operands for the services provided. Simo, He's been making deals without our permission. Boy, you are being suspicious here. I've also taken part in a few missions to bring down the wall, to little avail. In the most recent operation, I tried attacking the transmitter on the wall, but I didn't expect the Sanctifiers to consider that an abnormal method of approach. It alarmed Raven herself, and apparently she planned to personally come down for an inspection. Doesn't that mean you're in great danger now? I'll be fine. Olivia has already left ahead of time to delay her, and plans to tell her that the strange attack was caused by newly invented weapons from the monitors. You, on the other hand, should leave this place quickly as possible. With so many exiles here, Raven will be able to take us all out at once if she finds us. No need to worry about me. I can always hide myself with my optical camo if anything comes up. Given my experience in command, I cannot agree with what you put forward. Professor, are you saying? Yeah. I've made massive upgrades to my firepower while you were gone, and I've brought along my secret weapon too. A secret weapon? Ah, crap, I was gonna pull a sick last-minute intro. That's how it is. Simo, don't keep trying to handle everything on your own. We're a team. The reason we came here was to verify your safety and obtain the operands needed by the Oasis. Since we can kill two birds with one stone, why not go for it? The professor does have a point. The operands and Cyclops are incredibly valuable in our current situation. Can't just sit back and watch now that we've heard all this. Simo's friends are our friends, right? Yeah, I was feeling the itch to say something about how outgoing you were just now. Guys. Still, it's not going to be easy to take down that wall. Frankly speaking, I'm not sure breaking the wall will be the end of all our troubles. Especially since Raven's around. There's no way she'll just let that happen. She's very powerful, Greater Sanctifier. Apparently the twin throwing lances she uses are comparable to heavy artillery. Relax. Just like Croc said, we're much stronger than we were before, and we also have the trump card of a Svarog sniper like you here. Besides, I've already examined the terrain. I see. Truly. Thank you very much, everyone. Oh, what are you doing being so formal with us? In that case, please wait here for a while. I'll go explain the situation to the other agents. Whew. Looks like we're going to have a big fight. It gets my blood boiling. What's the matter, Antonina? You look like you're wandering a bit. It's nothing. I was just a little bit bothered by the way he's acting. Bothered? By Simo? Yeah. Haven't you noticed? We've not seen him for a while. But now he's way stiffer than before. Like he's anxious about something. Now that you say it. And just then, when we mentioned warfare, he looked a lot more worked up. In his own words, he's seen it all through his own eyes. If he's made a witness to witness scenes like that again, there's no telling what traumas could surface. But he said so himself, right? It's because he's experienced with that sort of thing, which makes him so eager to help the administrator put an end to the fighting. If it all goes down smoothly, we might be able to ease some of his burdens. Yeah, perhaps. I just hope this isn't going to bring back any bad memories. Yeah, I had some... she's jinxing it already. He's definitely gonna experience some PTSD. How many parts do we have? So we're at part 4 and there's part 11 parts. We're reading pretty fast. We're reading pretty darn fast, so it should be fine, right? The past on a battlefield. Communications established. Gaul reporting. Enemy command has been suppressed. Ah, well done, Gaul. You always take care of business so quickly. Looks like Svarog's new technology lives up to its reputation. We definitely got our money's worth. Thank you for your approval. As for the losses on our side, no need for that. There are many possible guerrillas dug into the terrain, in and around Highland 875 near the base. Find and eliminate. Understood? Sir, the data from the past 3 hours of combat has been piling up, and the risk of triggering an inhibition program overload is very real. Ahem. Gaul, are you trying to give me a lesson on the workings of AI? Did you presume my ignorance? You are a 540,000 ruble military machine. You might be special in the eyes of some, but over here, all your values lies in obeying orders, executing orders, and completing orders. I have no need for your numbers, or are you perhaps saying that your figures are worth more than letting these guerrillas go, and sending our next truckload of troopers to the grave? My apologies, sir. I misspoke. I can't hear you. Gaul has received orders. I will complete the mission without fail. I expect to hear a mission report from you by 1600 hours. Understood. Simo strides over the body of the enemy leader without a word, leaving through the command post door. The air is filled with burnt smell of thermobaric explosions, soot in their wake. The village where the enemy camp was hidden was leveled by the airstrikes he called in, and he just finished off anyone that could put up a fight. Damn it. It's burning everywhere outside. How many survivors could there be in a place like this? 12, 14, 16, 17. Wait a minute. Wasn't there supposed to be a blonde guy over there? Give it up! Simo evades the bullet from behind. Then he uses the momentum to turn, pivot, and tackle the soldier that has appeared. Why? How can you still stand up with half your body burnt to a crisp? Bloody monster. Sorry, my comrades, You humans really are hard to understand. Rest in peace. combat suppression program is about to overload. Please contact a supervisor. Overload? Piece of... Combat suppression program has overloaded. Neural system suppression inbound. Please contact a supervisor. Oh. Simo! Simo! You listening or not? Oh, Croc. Oh shoot, he's having fever dreams. Spacing out in the middle of a strategy meeting? Quite unlike what an elite Svarog doll would do. Are you alright, Simo? I don't know. Some irrelevant data suddenly surfaced. I'm usually not like this. Simo, you really should let Persicaria have a look at your neural system. And we're done with all of this. Let's carry on then. Anna, how much did you say the defensive strength of a single node of the wall was? 1.5 terabytes per second. What a ridiculous number. Yeah, it is pretty ridiculous. However, it hardly bears mentioning in the face of my secret weapon. You mean the one you accidentally mentioned just now? Quite you. Anyway, the battle at the Oasis earlier made me realize that we are severely lacking in firepower. Indeed, and after that you locked yourself in your room, more often than not. Well, that's nothing out of the ordinary in any other time. You're pretty ruthless when you speak sometimes, Persicaria. So were you training inside your room, Croc? Of course not. I was building a mecha in there. Why a mecha? I designed it according to the transforming battle machine, Dirac. What is that, Gamma? From Armor Suit. But can't your shield already turn into a mecha? Are you leaving your Aegis in the dust? This Dirac is different. It's way past the Aegis in terms of size and firepower. Granted, it's only half finished now, so I was only planning to tell you when it was complete. However, how could Dirac possibly stand and watch when a hero is needed? So you're saying this Dirac you speak of can help us bring down that isolation wall? Of course. That's because Dirac is capable of accumulating operands, making its peak output exceed 2.3 terabytes per second. While there's still room for improvement, it's more than enough to crack a defensive strength of 1.5. Sorry to interrupt you at a time like this. However, Croc, have you considered what would happen if the wall nodes employ CDN? As if they would use such advanced technology. Wait a minute, you're not saying... Unfortunately, nodes on that isolation wall will support each other, and an adjacent node can support its neighbor with up to 1 terabytes. In other words, we'll need at least 3.5. You alright, Croc? Why, my plans... It's supposed to be an isolation wall in an old military zone. Why? But that has provided us with a breakpoint. As it happens, the monitors have recently developed a jamming device that can cut the flow between nodes on the isolation wall. You mean? Yes. It was originally a byproduct of our research targeted at the isolation wall transmitter. After all, the monitors do not have high output weapons in their possession. Now, if we use the jammer to interrupt the CDN process, Dirac's firepower should be enough to bring down the wall. No, that's good. Isn't that a heaven-sent opportunity? In that case, relax and leave it to Dirac. Your mood sure shifts quickly. But unfortunately, the jamming device is no small object, and we'll need to transport it by the main roads. You went by the alleys just now, right? That was why you didn't run into too many sanctifiers. The main roads, however, are blockaded by sanctifiers, and it'll be no easy task to break through. Don't worry, we've got Dirac, haven't we? That seems to be her answer to everything, just throw a robot at it. Although I don't disagree with the sentiment. You mean... Not only can Direct bust that wall down, it can also fight the Sanctifiers. And if we can provide direct fire support, breaking through the Sanctifier's defense line is not impossible. But we're painting targets on our backs. If it draws Raven over and she steps in, don't worry, I have my own game plan for whenever that arises. Hang on. Professor, you... In any case, the plan's worth a shot. I wink to Simo. He remains silent for some time, and then nods as well, as though his mind was made up. If you say so, Professor. I'll go borrow the jammer from them. I'll also get some additional operands for Dirac. Sweet. You're so thoughtful, Simo. Everyone prepare to move out. Croc becomes a completely different person when it comes to mechas. Better than when she mutters to herself, no? Plus, it's not as though I dislike those with a bit of boiling blood in their veins. Charge! Shit, I can't scream. I guess I'm still too sick. I can't scream at all. Can't scream, can't shout. I don't want to hurt my voice. Detecting illegal transportation unit. Attempting to intercept. Go find someone who asked. Dirac! Dash! Oh, I'm sorry. Did I hit something just now? Detecting hostile behavior from illegal transportation unit. Attempting to purge. Oh? Bringing out the boys, eh? Alright, come on then. The Sanctifiers gather in front of Dirac, taking aim and opening fire in unison. Dirac's armor remained bright and gleaming after a round of firing, practically unscathed by the attack. My turn. Automatic firepower burst. Activate! Dirac deploys its wings, and rains an awe-inspiring amount of firepower in the Sanctifiers. In the blink of an eye, the rank of Sanctifiers blocking them have been blasted to bits. Second round of automatic fire. Load. Chassis reassembling complete. Commence synchro charging. It's not over yet. Encountered powerful threat. Requesting reinforce. Sorry, your backup won't be here anytime soon. From the roof of the opposite building, Simo places a bolt into the Sanctifier captain. The alley behind him is filled with fallen Sanctifiers. Cheers, Simo. Prof, let's go. Here we go. I put pedal to metal, bringing the truck holding the jammer up behind Dirac. Many Sanctifiers turn to fire at us, but they are taken down by the combination of Croc and Simo's pincer attack. Prepare to break through. Antonina! Yeah, I got it. Just as Antonina finishes speaking, the Sanctifier's lines go silent, and the streams of electricity flowing along the mechanical roadblock go dark. I steadily accelerate, heading on a collision course with the roadblock and the remaining Sanctifiers, and I keep going until they all speed past either side of my field of vision. That's a professor for you. You got through that instantly, letting Dirac and us draw fire while Antonina and Simo took ground along the sides and cut off reinforcements. A stroke of genius. In any case, we can't relax yet. The wall up ahead is the real obstacle. Croc, do what I told you just then, and meet up with Simo. Also have Antonina come over to us. Huh? Right now? Got it. You told her something just now. Professor, do you still have more schemes? Just insurance. Don't worry about it, Persicaria. Let's keep moving. Gosh. Excitement. You know, we might be able to finish this entire chapter today. That would be good. Part 5, Bullseye. Well, assuming that my throat can last. Aim well and strike true. Identifying the target comes afterwards. I never would have foreseen so many sanctifiers on the way to the isolation wall. Professor, after this, we'll have to move faster. Everything comes down after we reach our target. What are you planning? Leave it to me. All you'll have to do is observe. This is no laughing matter. We're here. It's this wall again. Feels as oppressive as ever. Wait a minute, Professor. Where are you driving the truck? Alpha 53.44. Beta 42.11. Gamma 44.15. Where are these coordinates? Why does it sound like we're going to squeeze into an alleyway? Hey, stop messing around. You actually made that turn? Professor, you... No need to fret. This is the place. Let's get off. Huh? Raven's turf is up ahead. We'll need to find another place to observe the situation. There's no need for that, is there? After all, no matter where you go, you'll be on your way to the underworld soon enough. Oh, there she is. The pink hair. The pink-haired Greater Sanctifier descended from the sky and soon stopped before us. Half of her face was veiled by a translucent visor, but her sheer presence stifled the very air. Darn. I wonder if we'll get her soon. I know in the Chinese server we got Eos, so maybe we'll get her as well. I like her design quite a bit. That damn Olivia was never going to pull one over me. Of course there are daemons and Cyclopes. Hey, we're not daemons. Still, I didn't expect you to actually get this far through force alone. The lessers are truly useless. Oh wow, look at that smug face. That smug expression on her. What kind of fight will you put up? I'm looking forward to this. Are you Raven? You vermin have no right to call my name. Before hearing but a word from Antonina, Raven's lance left her hand, tearing through the air towards Antonina. Shove Antonina aside. I hit the ground with Antonina in my arms, and we tumble a couple of times. By the time my eyes open again, there's a crater where she was standing just now. How miserably you move. I must say I'm utterly disappointed. Still, you deserve some praise for predicting the direction of my attack. No, perhaps not. Are you alright? I'm fine. She's very dangerous. As Antonina climbs to her feet, Raven raises her hand again. Damn! She's attacking again! Professor, move! Hold on, she's aiming behind us. Escape down the other path. Don't let her slow you down. What? Raven's next attack was not aimed at us, but cleanly landed on the truck carrying the jammer. With a great cacophony, the jammer we went to such pains to transport was slowly swallowed up by the flames. How could this... Now our plan... Forget it, we're leaving! I grab Persicaria and Antonina, and together we stumble into a large abandoned building beside the road. Behind us is Raven's voice, muttering. That's the second time. I've been seen through twice. Hardly a coincidence. Were I to follow regulations, I should be reporting this to Lord Yesphorus at once. But such a chance for battle. Do you really think I'll let you off? This is one of my oh-so-few amusements. Ah ha 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 ha. Oh, she's a bad girl. As expected of someone named after a raven. Professor, what are you... Don't panic, we've got a shot. We're up on the roof, you know. Do you think we'll be alright? What if that sanctifier can fly? Fleeing in a blind panic, are we? I suppose this is the extent of intelligence that I can expect from the lowly likes of you. Damn it, when did I start jinxing stuff like Croc? Raven's form slowly ascended up the building, and she gazed down at us as we cowered on the rooftop. Before I put your miserable lives to an end, I have one question left. Professor, You really can see the trajectories of my attacks. You possess a great many operands. Are you their leader? I thought you found vermin boring. Indeed, my interest in wasting time on you seems to have suddenly faded. Our time together seems to be an end anyway. And there she goes. Raven laughs gingerly. With a gentle motion of her hand, her weapons return to her hands. Oh, those are... Gosh, she's got such a nice design. I really like it. Even the ridiculous hat. Like, it... The hat with the horn on makes her seem more like a unicorn than a raven. Here she comes again. Find cover. Purple light flickers around the hilt of her lance, and as its spirals of death began anew, its brilliance continues to coalesce. Even with the naked eye, the three of us cowering behind cover can tell how much power there is behind that attack. In the moment right before the lance leaves her hand, I sense that the time is right. Now, scatter! Dust and smoke submerged the air in a split second, and the lance obliterated the position we were occupying mere tenths of a second ago. Layer after layer of cracks erupted out of its impact, while chunks ripped off the wall suspended themselves in the air from the sheer force of the impact. It was as though the entire sector was shaken to its roots. Professor, Antonina, is everyone okay? I'm fine. Great, I'm okay here. Already relaxing? How naive. The airborne dust became agitated again, twirling and proliferating. It was as if the air itself was the very embodiment of terror, shaking us to our very bones. She's got another one! There was no time for reaction. As clarity returned into our world, so did the lance. The team dispersed, but Raven's spear had only one target. Professor! This is far from the first time I've wagered my own life, though I must admit, even as the shadow of Death's Valley graces me, its presence intimate enough for me to overhear my own pulsing heart between the keen edges of the frigid air. I waited, savoring this very moment, like all the pieces falling into place. Now then, what would the outcome of this game be? Click. And so the last piece shall fall. Checkmate. What? The bolt from afar surgically impacted the lance in motion. It was no more than an insignificant force compared to the lance's might, unable to diminish its power in the slightest. It was still enough to change its path ever so slightly, and these slightest changes were the key to victory. Proc, fire! Roger. Oh, shoot, so that's what Dirac looks like. Dang, that is a cool design. The massive mecha made its skyfall, and beams of concentrated light burst from its cannons mounted on both arms. Like shooting stars, they chart a brilliant arc across the sky. They followed the very shadow of Raven's lance, as though they carried the sentiments of countless people. At the end of their journey, they struck the massive translucent barrier, bisecting the Cyclops sector. A great splinter cleaved apart Cyclops' sky. We did it! We've got a breach! I'm not done yet! Have a taste of this! Before Raven comes to her senses, Proc's cannons are already pointed at her. She subconsciously waves her hand, grasping at her weapons for something to withstand this blow. However, damn it! The lance that left her hands a moment ago had turned to dust upon impact with the isolation wall, not to be reformulated anytime soon. Realizing this, Raven attempted to bring around her other lance to hold off the attacks. Still, those precious few seconds of hesitation were taken away, her chance to defend herself. Got her! Now! Go! Time to strike back! Alright. Arrow let loose. A persistence seen once a lifetime. Second volley. Automatic firepower. I have a feeling this was not properly translated. Automatic firepower burst. Fire! Oh, it was. I was just not reading. I didn't know how to read it. The mecha's barrels transform into two massive cannons, and the shells they fire trace countless graceful arcs through the sky, then simultaneously impact in all directions, around Raven with thunderous explosions. Oh, she's all dirty. You! Demons! The smoke slowly disperses to reveal Raven in its midst. She stumbles, struggling to stay on her feet, forced to support herself with her remaining lance, like a twig about to be blown away by the wind. Why? What have you done? Haven't figured it out yet. Looks like your brain really isn't good for anything besides fighting. Ugh. Everything's as the professor planned. You're back, Simo. That shot of yours was just came in time. Otherwise, I simply performed my part of the plan. Though your plan worked, it's still too dangerous. You cannot put yourself at risk anymore, Professor. What on earth were you planning? It's not complicated. Truth be told, I told you just now, right? When the CDN kicks in, the highest defense of the strength of the isolation wall can reach up to 3.5 terabytes. So we had to find a way to remove the CDN, or an alternative, simpler method. We could simply boost our firepower over 3.5. With 2.3 terabytes per second already provided by Dirac, the rest of it was quite elementary. That's what Simo said back then, right? So I thought, why can't we just use the Sanctifier's firepower too? And so the professor thought about luring Raven into attacking the wall, which combined with Dirac's firepower would bring it down. Of course, that would require a stunning good bit of bait. You. Damn! Professor, then. It seems I've underestimated you. A massive amount of operants isn't all you possess. Just who exactly are you? Settle down. I'd advise you to save your strength. In your current state, you'll fall apart if you keep struggling. So that's why you chose such an obvious place. Was it to draw Raven's attention? Yes. Additionally, it's much easier to redirect your attacks against the walls in a high place like this. Well, in any case, since it was the professor's plan, I've got no more to say. Still, actively moving out and drawing Raven's attention, making yourself the bait. I don't even want to think about what would have happened if my shot had been placed just a little bit. Professor, I don't know whether to call you an intrepid strategist or a deranged gambler. So I have to ask, why did you put that much trust in me? What would you have done if I had failed? My countless experiences taught me of one principle. The goddess of victory only smiles upon you when everything is on the line. That everything, then, includes me. The second part of the answer shall also serve as the question to your previous. There's no choices here, it's all the same. I put my trust in you because we're companions. That's it. Professor, you are truly unique. In any case, the wall's gone poof, so we can celebrate now. What about Olivia? Shouldn't she be at least having a look at what's going on? Right, with all that racket coming from taking down the wall. Surely she'd have noticed something. Speaking of that, Proc, could you turn your Dirac off for a sec? It's a bit noisy. Huh? Noisy? Really? No, it's not just Dirac. Just turn it off for a bit. I think I'm hearing something weird. Well, alright. It's still loud. Don't look at me, Dirac's off. Strange, this noise is... This doesn't seem right. And it's getting louder. Machinery, no. It's heavy weaponry! I can hear screams among the rumbling noises. Croc, look around from your vantage point. I have, but the dust is blowing all the way up here. Invisibility is totally... Wait, don't tell me. Hey, Raven, is this your doing? Why should I have to answer an insect? Still want to play tough, even though you've already lost. I'm so mad I'm almost laughing. I've been trying to connect to the wall, to try and patch it up with my operands. But from all this that I'm hearing, I don't think that's happening. All because of you. Damn vermin. Is that the sound of... Seems you have no idea the consequences of your actions. In that case, open your eyes and take a good look, Daemons. That's... As the smoke recedes, we gradually come to see the full picture beneath our feet. Battle agents pour out of the hole we made in the wall, carrying firearms and driving vehicles as they stream towards the defenseless monitor agents. In the distance, the isolation wall is slowly repairing itself, most likely the result of Raven's efforts. However, the battle agents are pouring through faster than she can fix it, and there's no stopping the variable tides of agents. The monitor agents trying to stand in its way are ruthlessly torn to pieces. Hold, stop now! I'm your monitor, I command you to stop! Die! The Cyclops sector was now a sea of flames. How could the bloodshed taken hold of the Cyclops, this side of Cyclops as well? No, the blood's only flowing from one side here. The monitor agents are being completely steamrolled in terms of fighting power. Olivia, you never told me things would end up like this. Or was this your plan all along? Damn it! I should have noticed long ago. There were too many of things off about this whole deal. Since there are two administrators, then there are also two sets of permissions. Of course Olivia's permissions aren't alone to stop them from killing each other. Besides, we were seeing the leftovers of the war we just entered the sector. Since there was a war on this side of the wall, that means battle agents went berserk first, and the wall was put up by Raven afterward. Olivia, that bastard! She played us like a damn... She played us like a damn fiddle! Oh man. Still, we were naive and acted rashly. As the situation is right now, we need to stop these agents. It's not happening. Slaughter and battle are our purpose. As long as we live, we will continue to carry out our purpose. Oh, she looks different. You cannot stop us. Croc swallows the rest of her words. The feeling she had when she first saw the agents here rose even more intense. The agents here all look very much like Simo. I'm Tasha, administrator of the battle agents. We were talking a lot about you in Zhang Yin's event. So you're the leader of this band of battle maniacs. What an unpleasant way to word it. From the looks of you, you don't appear to be Olivia's people, and you don't look like you're with Miss Raven over there. You're a new make of agent, or are you outsiders? In any case, your combat data will be worth collecting. Yeah. Croc suddenly takes a step back. Another graze now present on her aegis. Opposite her, the blank-faced Tasha has a smoking pistol in her upraised hand. I didn't even see her draw, and her tone didn't change one bit as she took the shot. She really is a battle agent, born for battle. I see. So that's how tough that shield is. This is very valuable data. Now then. Ugh. Tasha rolls to the side, immediately honing in on the gaps of Croc's shield. She's simply too fast. Croc has no time to close Direct's cockpit, or otherwise protect herself. However, at the last moment, a new bullet hole suddenly appears by Tasha's feet. So eager to die, Olivia? Tasha directs her intense gaze towards the building opposite her. An agent who almost looks like Olivia is visible through an open window, sniper rifle at the ready. Just as well. I can't wait to catch up on old times with you. Oh no, she's going to go for Olivia first. The monitor administrator. If Olivia's all gone, all the administrator permissions for Cyclopes will be in Tasha's hands. And this place will really become an eternal slaughterhouse. Get her, Simo. Simo's gone? But he was here just now. Where did he run off? Does he want to have a face-off with Olivia as well? It's all going to hell in a handbasket. Professor, we need to hurry after Simo. No, none of you are going anywhere. You. If even the combat agent administrator Tasha has made her way here, looks like I can take it easy with fixing up the wall. It's all because of you. It's all because of you damn insects. Fortunately, I still have a chance to rectify all of this. I've got it. I'm going to kill every single last one of you, and then sort all this out. Oh no, she's stupid! Oh no, she's stupid. Prepare to fight. Yes! Simo, please don't be rash. Can I read the rest of this? We've read about halfway through. Oh, just... Still got parts 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And I can keep on reading. It's fine. Part 7. Fallacies. The conflicts of yesteryear. Now a serpent coiled around the heart. In the past, at a certain organization's base. Good. Another day of fruitful operations. Return to Unit Gaul. Yes, sir. Why did you say another? That was only the first mission that I... Have my memories been reset? Was it because I failed in a previous mission and my body was scrapped? But he also said fruitful operations. This makes no sense. Sorry, that was an accident. Simo suddenly bumps into a man walking by and apologizes profusely to him. The strange thing is that upon seeing Simo, the man's face immediately contorts into a look of shock and disgust. Freak. Huh? Stay away from me! Yelling, the man hurries off. Was my previous self that unpopular? He looked like a refugee from nearby, but our organization shouldn't have done anything to the refugees, I think. Simo doesn't dare contemplate the topic further, and hurries back to his lodging. Phew. Home at last. Granted, it hardly feels like home, since I just moved in. Still, it seems like someone has lived here for quite a while, considering the wear and tear of everything. Looks like I really was reset. Forget it. No need to think so much about it. The group arranged for a place for me to stay in, so I should be content with that. This apartment looks big enough that 2 people could probably stay here without any issue. This rifle on the wall feels very nostalgic to the touch too. Wait, nostalgic? That's not right. My weapon should be a crossbow. But this feeling... Why? Why does it feel so familiar in my hands? It's as though I felt its contours in my fingers many times before. Simo turns the gun over, and suddenly notices the dark red flecks, solidified on its barrel. In that moment, several data fragments which defied description suddenly well up in Simo's neural cloud. The sudden turbulence strikes him like a blade, splitting his head apart. What's going on? That night, Simo's neural cloud systems run roiling hot. Caught in a nightmarish turmoil, it comes upon many memories that seemingly are not his own. He guns down enemy after enemy on the battlefield. Gun smoke, cannon fire. Countless enemies perish and innumerable friends fall. The blood oozing from their corpses pool together into a vortex-like abyss that draws him in, unrelenting. As he wades through the river of gore, every step he takes cuts bloody gashes on his heart. In the end, there was no one to be found beside him. He takes aim at his reflection in the bloody deluge, raising his crossbow, but he can't pull the trigger, no matter what. Kill. Orders. I can't kill. Can't keep killing! Continue, Gaul. This is an order. I'm already... You cannot stop. Gaul, is your plan to surrender to the enemy? Enemy... Yes, the enemy. My enemies are still around. They're everywhere. They're charging from the front, emerging from behind. They put their bullets into the heads of our people right before my very eyes. They thought those splattered brains would cloud my eyes, but unfortunately that's not the case. I see it all. Their blackened foreheads, to swollen their necks. I see every last one of their weaknesses. So I will put bolts in their heads, like what they did to us. I must return an eye for an eye. I need to bear responsibility for those who are gone. Well said, Gaul. This is how it should be. There's no retreat for those bound for death. 'Tis for our honor to fall in battle. Come, take up your weapon. Now then, do not kill with your gun. Kill with your heart. Neural cloud reset in progress. Initiating critical value reset program. No. No. This is Magracy, Neurocloud Sector's laboratory. Are you alright, Simo? It seems the deterioration from war hasn't faded away yet. Your experimental data today was unstable as well. I'm sorry, It's alright, Simo. Don't be in such a hurry to get up and move around. I'm not scolding you. This isn't a battlefield, Simo. You don't need to be responsible for anyone, and there are no missions for you to carry out. We have lots of time, so you can take it easy. Do you still remember what we discussed earlier? There's nothing we'll force you to do. We're just here to wait for you to make your own choices. Whether you want to revisit the past, or explore the future with us, no matter what, it'll be your own call. Yeah, I understand. Thank you, Persicaria, Professor. Was what I saw just now, was that redundant data again? And at such a critical time. Antonina was right. I should let Persicaria have a look. No, perhaps it's because I've been taking out too many sanctifiers, and that program is about to kick in. Honestly, what on earth am I doing? In a time like this, too. Cyclops has been plunged into war, and I made it happen with my own 2 hands. I made that lance hit the wall. I even bet the professor's life on it. And this is what I get in return. Oh, why must... Stay away! Found you. Please stop. We're the same. Target acquired. Aiming. Target extermination confirmed. Combat feedback +1. Seeking next target. Unknown attack. Chassis damaged. Target extermination confirmed. Combat feedback +1. Seeking next target. No hesitation in targeting their own kind. They're mad with blood first. I must have been this way before, in the eyes of others. If I leave things as they are, the entire sector will be burnt to the ground in moments. Don't worry, Sako. I'll handle this. Whether it's for the professor and the exiles, or even myself. In the past, all I could do was slaughter under the orders of humans. He puts bolt to groove. That does not sound like the sound of a bolt. That does not sound like a crossbow. That sounds like a gun. But this time, it'll be my own call. Not long after Simo left, and the practically deadlocked battle with Raven. Ugh. Raven's upping gears. My Drak's not losing to her. Fire! That was close. What a repugnant cockroach you are. Were we in normal times, I would have cracked open your shell by now. That mouth of yours won't let up even in such a sorry state, huh? Don't let your guard down. Croc, I'm detecting that she's still dispensing operands to the wall. This is unlikely to be her full force. Why won't she abandon the wall, even to the point of going this far? Why was it erected in the first place? So you tore it down without even knowing why? Raven suddenly exerts a burst of strength from her hand, shoving Drak away. You know nothing of the Cyclops sector. This is my territory, my jurisdiction. I put nothing less than my life's work into it. And now, because of you insects, it's reverted to this state again. Reverted to this state? You talk like you put up the wall to stop this slaughter. Exactly! At first, there was no hostility between the battle and monitor agents. The battle agents fought, and the monitor agents limited how much they fought. While I disliked such half-baked battles, since maintaining orders in the sectors is my purpose, I nevertheless carried it out. But one day, inexplicably, that gaggle of combat types suddenly went berserk, and the monitors couldn't keep them in check. But how could that be? Agents' abilities can't suddenly evolve without interference from an outside force. That goes against common logic. Who knows? Perhaps you daemons were behind that. By the time I realized this, a bunch of the monitor types had already been killed. So I came up with this idea to maintain order. I put up a wall and segregated both types of agents. So that lot who wanted to fight could go to fight all they wanted behind the wall. I still think it was a brilliant move. Even that Eucharist who insists on deriding me couldn't find any fault with it. Eucharist? But what are those berserk combat types? Were you just going to leave them to destroy themselves? Destroy themselves? What a bizarre figure of speech. Deceased agents can simply be reset. Do you daemons not know that? And after they're reset, they're thrown back into the cycle of slaughter? That is perfectly normal. Loops are a manifestation of order. You can see that everywhere in Magacy. Are you kidding me? You brain-dead sanctifiers. Brain-dead? We maintain order for all of Magacy. Without my wall, Cyclops sector would have been destroyed long ago. No, it's because of your wall that Cyclops sector ended up like this. What did you say? Your wall could never hope to solve the root cause of the problem. All you wanted was to maintain the status quo within the bounds of your laughable order. Their fighting capabilities grew to this level because you let the battle agents fight each other behind the wall without rest or interruption. Even if we hadn't come along, they would have broken through the wall on their own someday. You're just lying to yourself and everyone else in the name of some shallow order. We aren't the ones who destroyed Cyclops, it was you sanctifiers. You wanton fool. You dare question the sanctifiers? Ugh. Calm down, calm down. Daemons, you have entered other sectors without permission, attacked sanctifiers, destroyed the isolation wall, and now you intend to offend the sacred authority of the sanctifiers itself. I could no longer overlook a threat you present. Croc, watch out! Coming straight at Drak's main cannon. Does this sanctifier have a death wish? This is the way I fight. I shan't spare any effort. Be honored, insects. This is special treatment. Forgive me, master. Just this once. I have to go all out. From now on, I will consider you the primary threat present in Cyclopes and eliminate you. The battle has reached a fever pitch, and Raven has committed all her operands in this battle. Yet at this moment, what worries me right now is not this Kaiser of the Colosseum Reborn. Simo, what will you do? What path will those bound for death take? Chapter 8. Alright, let's keep on going. In range. 2 enter, 1 leaves. Olivia doesn't look too good. As I thought, you're much stronger than before. Tasha. A series of explosions comes from behind. Olivia recognizes that the exit there has been captured. Looks like this floor won't last much longer. Those battle agents must be crazy, using explosives in such a confined area. No. Should I say that this is their purpose? All they want is to destroy as much as possible. They don't put anything else in consideration. Truly insane. No. No fault lies with them. This is our fault. The failure to continue in our duty as monitors. As a monitor administrator, I must put a stop to them. And who can you stop by yourself, Olivia? Tasha? You're so hot on my trail. Do you like plastering yourself to me that much? You must have really missed me after not seeing me for such a long time. Wipe that smile off your face. I'm here to tie up loose ends. You've taken 2 shots in the legs and 1 in the gut. What's wrong, Olivia? You're so much weaker compared to before. Is that so? Yeah, she's not looking too great. I've grown weaker. Even if I've grown weaker, I'm still your monitor. I know your every move and every habit of yours. You can't kill me, Tasha. CQC data from my own monitor is very precious. I won't be holding back. Come on then. Tasha replies wordlessly, moving into a hunched stance and whipping out the knife at her waist. She pounces, closing the distance between her and Olivia in an instant. However, got you. Olivia steps to the side and reaches out an arm to Tasha, attempting to use the speed and momentum of the latter's charge to send her face first into the ground. Tasha senses tingle, immediately reversing her grip on the knife before swiping it between them, forcing Olivia to withdraw. Following that, she somersaults backwards, breaking away from Olivia. In midair, the wind carries the sound of someone pressing a button to her ears. There's a thunderous explosion over her head. As the ceiling crumbles, a heavy steel beam, akin to a guillotine's business end, falls between the two of them. I see, so that's what you were planning. A step further forward, and I would be in 2 pieces by now. Even if it didn't find its mark, it would still have separated us and bought you enough time. So you weren't just running away, but luring me into a trap. You even considered my habitual movements while attacking into your plan. I stand corrected, Olivia. You haven't grown weaker. You've become stronger, Tasha. All of you have. Strong enough, surely. Please, you can stop now. Impossible. Our purpose is to become stronger, as strong as possible, with no such thing as limits. We'll become stronger. We'll conquer Cyclopes, subjugate the entirety of Magracy, and claim dominion over many more territories. That is the purpose for our existence. That is why we will not stop. Even if it means letting your companions kill each other, even if it means turning this sector into a heaping ruin. And what of that? This is our destiny. To meet our end at the moment we are crowned the strongest is what we all long for. Every warrior would be exuberant when meeting such an end. I cannot understand that line of thinking, Tasha. Let me ask you, Olivia, then. Back on the roof, why didn't you aim for my head? Surely it's not because you couldn't bear to mar this face so akin to yours, right? Huh? You had the chance to do it. I couldn't have avoided that shot if it had been aimed at— oh no. I guess Tasha wants to be eliminated. In that trap just now, why did you make a sound to tip me off at the last moment? If you had triggered it just a moment earlier, I would be mincemeat by now. You've always been noisy, but you've never been talkative during a fight. Why didn't you kill me? If I was dead, you would possess all the administrative permissions. You would be able to command the battle agents to stop fighting, and bring the situation under control. Why didn't you do it? I did indeed plan to kill you. I devised an intricate plan to kill you. I deceived that sniper Gotsimo, and had him help me tear down that wall. At the expense of all the sacrificed monitor agents, I baited you into coming here to take back the administrative rights. I underestimated your strength, and so I failed. You're lying, Olivia. I know. I've always known. You know my habits well, and I know yours. When you can't find it in you to truly commit to a course of action, you always pretend that you messed up. Olivia, you can't bring yourself to kill me. Just like how you couldn't bear to stop the combat agents. Everyone thinks the balance of power was upset when combat agents suddenly grew stronger, but only I know the truth. Adele's ability simply cannot suddenly evolve. We became what we are now because the monitor agents became lax in their management of us. By the rules, you ought to have immediately executed and reset those combat types who crossed the line. But at some point, you suddenly stopped. Stop it, Tasha. I'm an incompetent administrator. It is my fault that Cyclopes has ended up like this. Losing to you here is also my deserved retribution. Will you run away from it all again? Just as well. I won't be as soft-hearted as you. I'll use you to fulfill my dream. Tasha raises her gun. After several shots from Tasha, a fracture soon appeared in the sheet of metal between the two. Faint, flickering firelight leaks out from the halls, illuminating Olivia's almost sickly face. Tasha silently takes aim. There you are. Tasha. Any last words? I'll write them down for you. Tasha! You are... Looks like I made it in time. Simo. Damn. Well, that's all there is to you? You talked big game, but you didn't actually get much stronger. You successfully suppressed Raven. Can't waste any more time here. We need to escape and find Simo. Stay calm, Persicaria. We need to completely eliminate the threat Raven possesses first. I understand, Professor. Then let's settle things here ASAP. Take this. Ultimate Dirac. I can't scream. Pulse. Dirac's attacks head straight towards Raven. However, just as Croc opens fire, Raven's mouth curls up in a sinister smile. Don't think I'll get caught by the same thing twice. In the next moment, the place where Raven was standing is swallowed up by Dirac's firepower. However, as the explosion dissipates and the smoke clears, everyone realizes. Gone. Where'd she vanish to all of a sudden? No, Croc, above! Raven did not vanish. Rather, she ascended with incredible speed, until she was directly above Dirac. How did she become so agile all of a sudden? I've changed my mind. My initial plan was superior after all. kill the head, and the body will die. Ribbons of light gather once more around Raven. Her lance, almost severed previously, begins to glow once again, as purple luminescence swirls. Die! She casually raises her hand. Her lance, with the speed of 1,000 lightning bolts, brought itself upon me, like the very punishment of the heavens. Professor! At the last moment, my vision was obscured by a massive shadow. It belonged to the massive mecha, arms spread wide. Croc! The mecha interposed itself between me and the falling lance, right before the latter found its mark. When we came to our senses, it was nothing more than fragments, scattered by a titanic explosion. Metal fragments were scattered all over. Smoke, suffocating smell of scorching... something, I can't see. It's cut off. Scorching pervaded the air. Damn smoke has obscured my view. Croc, are you there? Answer us! How? You are all mere ants and rodents, destined to be trodden beneath my feet. That voice. Dirac! My Dirac! Looking back, Croc stumbled. We see Croc stumble out of the scorching hunk of metal. You can vaguely make out the shape of Dirac's head, its blue-green eyes now dull and lifeless. Croc, why are you behind us? Are you alright? I'm fine. Dirac's ejection pod system bailed me out. Oh, thank goodness. I'm glad you're okay. Dirac. I'll avenge you, Dirac. Still only thinking of the bloody mecha in a time like this. That's our Croc. Let's have a transformation line ready next time. I'm just a passing machinist. How's that? Not bad. Something only heroes get to do after all. I've wanted to do that for ages. Can't believe you're still alive. You insects cling to life so tenaciously. Seems like this gear is insufficient. Gear? I knew it. I knew your capabilities couldn't have risen so much out of nowhere. That purple light of yours comes from requisitioning operands, doesn't it? So you're saying she's secretly transferring operands from somewhere? I hate perceptive insects. Everyone careful, she's coming for another round. Persicaria, cover Croc. Antonina and I will try to pin her down. Roger that. Coordinate like always. Takes time for her to requisition operands, so we're not out of this yet. My throat is hurting like hell, but you know what? We're so close to finishing. We might as well just keep going. Sniper's scope. With but this one arrow, I snatch you from death's maw. In the past, in the cloud. Damn it. Ugh. Never would have guessed there were so many sanctifiers here as well. Irregular agent detected. Initiating. Now, they are not initiating the P protocol. I am just pouring some water. Execution error. It's done. Yeah, it hurts. Is this the inhibition program going to overload again? Of course, I've killed over a dozen sanctifiers in an hour, but I'll never see the end of this rabble. Had I known I'd get spotted here too, I never would have gone this far alone. But I did take this mission on my own discretion. Irregular agent detected. I never expected this would be such a rough place. Did they know? What was on their mind when I accepted such a mission alone without a word? Those back in the organization must have thought I was so full of myself. Always by myself, not speaking a word to anyone else, always taking on the most difficult assignments on my own. Muttering to himself, Simo traversed through the gap between the two buildings. Warning, unregistered sanctifier casualty detected. Sorry, not gonna let you do that. Irregular. Usual fare, I suppose. Abnormality. Monster. Killing machine. If they only value me as a killer, then I shall kill, for all of them to see. I've been like this since all the way back. Inhibition program. No good. Gotta rest a bit. Warning. Dangerous, irregular agent on the run. Hell, that signal got out. All of them at once. Nothing I can't hand... Ugh. Pain. So much pain. Bad timing. Worse. Target confirmed. Purge initiating. Oh, damn. Overloaded. Can't raise hands. Is this how it ends? Hey, you alright, Simo? Can you stand? We made it. Thank heavens, Simo. Are you hurt? Let me have a look. Damn, talk about close. You don't have to talk if it hurts. Let Persicari have a good look. Sorry, Simo, we shouldn't have sent you alone on a mission like this. Professor found the issue. After you left, Professor had another look at the topography, and realized that sanctifiers were very likely to encircle this place. Professor. Take it easy, Simo. Everything's fine. Why would you come personally? I'm nothing more than a tool behind the scope. A mere instrument for pulling the trigger. Nonsense. Aren't you our companion? Like I said before, Simo, this is no battlefield. You are not responsible for anyone. We are exiles. We're all at the oasis for a common goal. We're all friends here. Come, see if you can stand up. Simo, let's go home together. I will remember your help today. Thank you, everyone. So, this is my turn now. Clutching his crossbow, Simo strode down the stairs, slowly chambering a bolt. Stop struggling. Your shoulder's been blown through. You won't be faster than me. You can hardly grip your gun. Dare to make a move and the next bolt will be through your head instead. Who are you? Simo, why are you here? What, are you surprised by my appearance? Was I never meant to uncover your schemes? Rather, should I already be a corpse? You saw me as a single-use tool, and thought me dead in the flood of the battle agents, huh? No, I never thought... Then what did you think? Wait here in ambush, kill Tasha, and take over administrative rights? I heard your conversation. Truth be told, I understand your line of thinking. Like you, I'm here to restore peace to the Cyclops sector, or I wouldn't have aided you all the way here. But there's one thing I cannot forgive you for. You withheld important information and endangered those alongside me. That I cannot forgive. And what you owe must be paid back in full. Simo took one step closer to Tasha. Wait, Simo! She dies, and you'll be able to command the battle agents, right? I'm not so soft-hearted. I help you end this meaningless war, and you uphold your end of the bargain in return. Let my companions return safely, with the operands. Meaningless. You said meaningless? Don't make me laugh. What do you know of this place? Our purpose, our existence. You would dare call all of that meaningless? To grow stronger, to fulfill our existence. Do you know how much blood and tears we've shed? Of course. You're just repeating the path I used to walk. What do you mean? Serial number, I'm not reading that. Agent Experiment Project Code, Gladiator. Authorization key, Ganica 71. Saying that he discarded the mask atop his face. You... Wait a minute. Are you our... Tasha? Great. How dramatic. I never would have thought. All our efforts originate from something like you. From where you stand, don't we look laughable to you? No. I hardly see the humor here. All the agents in this sector, everyone here has it in one future or another to become me. I'm not laughing. When I look at what's transpiring here, I almost see myself, eternally struggling with my own destiny. The more true that is, the more precious the opportunity becomes. What better proof is there of strength is there than defeating you? You've already been hit once. Though I have no clue how you got that one off. You can't deceive my eyes. You might be standing up straight, but your body under that coat is already mangled, isn't it? It's been awfully quiet downstairs for a while. It's impossible to remain perfectly untouched. Dealing with so many battle agents even for you. You could hardly raise your arms, isn't that right? All the better. No need to hide. Simo's snow-white coat, now tinted and charred by soot, slowly falls to the ground, revealing 2 arms decorated with scars. Alongside the ground was equipment on his person, save for that crossbow, strung and armed. Will this be an unfair contest for you, perhaps, without these burdens on me? Don't worry. In draw speed, I've never been outmatched. Even with a hole in one hand, I've seen countless corpses over these years. This is no more than... Tis a mere flesh wound. Is that so? Shame. I'm the same way. Wait. You, wait! Bloody piece of metal, damn it! Wait a second, you two. Come on, Gaul. Show me how to kill with your heart. As you wish, gladiator. In the very next moment, Tasha moved, almost intensifying the very air around her. Disregarding her screaming shoulder, she raised her right arm, leveraging the pitch-black darkness of the barrel at Simo's chest. As if in response, that muzzle was soon met by a bolt of silver, ripping through the air. The pistol's chamber rang empty, yet Tasha's movements showed no hesitation. Following the sound of the pistol's impact with the floor, she tumbled forward, the dagger firmly on the floor now in her hand. That's your last shot? Simo's crossbow was once again primed, but Tasha was close at hand. With but a flash of the blade, the dagger had made its vicious presence known on Simo's stomach. Calibrating. That's all you have? Pathetic. Tasha drove the dagger upward, painting a bloody arc on the canvas of Simo's upper torso. Blue operands and cyan sparks blossomed from the wound, almost like flowers in their brilliance. Yet, as Tasha drew the blade upwards, Simo suddenly lurched forward, pushing the dagger into his body, locking it between his ribs. What? Calibrated. The dagger was too deeply lodged inside Simo, unable to be removed, yet unaware of the situation. Tasha subconsciously relaxed her grip on the blade, but it was too late. An arrowhead, gleaming silvery white, presented itself in front of Tasha's face. In the same moment, the arrow was loosed. Tasha's left hand made contact with Simo's chin. Simo slumped to the floor with a flood, his crossbow beside him, torn out of his hand. Well, you lived up to your reputation. Alas, it's just a bit short. Tasha pulled the arrow, placed into her mouth. It was ever so slightly off its mark, piercing her mouth. It was almost in her brain, Almost. You were ever so close to putting up a hole in my neck, but now I've won. Really? You've got it in you to talk, huh? Inhibition program overloaded. Please, forgive, because trust me. What are you talking about? Maintaining a defensive stance, Tasha cautiously approached the murmuring Simo. As she came into proximity, she made an unpleasant discovery. A new weapon had appeared in her opponent's left hand. You! It's a gun! Oh yeah, man, he is messed up. All that's left is his skeleton. The tables were turned. Now trained on Tasha was the void of that muzzle, the very gun that had kept her company day and night. Quit it. I admire your resolve, but I'm more than capable of subduing you before you make that shot. Stop forcing more torment on yourself. Simo managed to smile. This time, it's my turn to protect them. Not with the gun, but with my heart. Kill! Warning. Inhibition program approaching threshold. Further aggressive behavior will trigger self-destruct. Hey, what are you? Realizing the gravity of the situation, Tasha went for the gun, attempting to stop Simo in his tracks. By then, Simo had already pulled the trigger. Bang! Huh? Chain explosions? Over there, where Olivia was just now. Something's falling. No, it can't be. That's... Sudden explosions obliterated a corner of the building, the remnants of the structure scattering like a cement avalanche towards the earth. Amidst the plummeting mass of residue and gravel, a familiar figure could be spotted. A blue ribbon, once tied around his arm, was no longer around its master. It descended tenderly and slowly, a world apart from its surroundings. It's Simo! Crap, what happened? The battle agent's data stream is becoming abnormal. Was Tasha... More to clean up afterwards? No matter, I'll just reset them all. You bastard. What do you take agents for? Don't waste your words on her, Anna. The Sanctifiers are all scum like this. Deal with her quickly, and we can go find Simo. Alright. And that was a boss fight, but you know, we're just gonna skip that boss fight. That's fine. We'll just skip that boss fight. It's fine. Daijobu. Daijobu. Daijobu da. Part 10. Recalibration. Wait. Yeah. Okay, we're going to go to this part.
敵の匂いです。敵の匂いです。
Warning. Combat inhibition program approaching overload. Further aggressive behavior will trigger disciplinary measures. Activating disciplinary measures. Crap. Inhibition program. Every attack I make is going to corrode my neural systems. I've got to track down Olivia and Tasha, and finish this before my neural cloud completely breaks down. These Sanctifiers have proven trickier than I expected. Combat inhibition program overclocked, amplifying disciplinary measures. Lethal wound detected. Seek treatment immediately. If this keeps up, I won't get to see them ever again. I won't.
ターゲット殲滅完了。敵の匂いです。
I can't continue fighting. Wow, this gear is sick. This is the latest stuff from the field trials, right? You're not scared of me? Why would I be scared of you? I can see that you're not a bad guy, so could I please take a look at your equipment? There's no need to be bound by your past. What we know you by is defined by what you are now. Make peace with your past and move forward. The professor has a new codename for you, Exile Number 4. The professor's counting on you. They accepted me. And so, I will fight in their name as well. Even if...
前夜命中です。敵の匂いです。
This place. This is the end of the line. I'm here again, huh? Such is the fate of a killing machine. One who awakens in slaughter is bound to meet their end the very same way. Bearing the afflictions of killing, yet compelled to raise their weapon. Fighting because you were commanded to do so. Fighting in the name of worthless beliefs. Your hands are already drenched with blood. You've long forgotten where that blood flows from, no? The blood of enemies, of friends, or your very own. Did you truly think it would all end if you left the battlefield? All of that data is still running within those agents' veins, driving the engine of war. You wish to atone for the sins of your death? Not even death will absolve you of your sin, to say nothing of you being incapable to even reach its embrace. Once again, you shall be reset, return to the cycle of slaughter. This fate is one you shall never escape. No, I will find my way out of this destiny. I will stop the war in Cyclopes, and prevent more senseless killings. Death is merely escapism. I've already resolved to carry my burden, and continue on my path with the professor. Even if my memories are lost to a reset, I will not hesitate to recollect my past. Hola! Hello there, Makaku. How's it going? Perhaps I have stood here many times already, but this time the outcome will be different. This time, I know for what I wield my weapon. I know who I wish to protect. For them, I will pay any price, even if that is for which I lay down my life. That is my decision.
Target 殲滅完了。
Can you say a Spanish tongue twister? Probably not. I'm afraid I don't know any Spanish.
前夜命中です。
You're gonna have to ask Kuruko to do that. She can speak Spanish. I cannot. Unfortunately. Alright. So that was stage 4.
出発するの？
That was stage 13. Part 10, recalibration. Who then observes behind the scenes? Just outside of Ruined Agents HQ, Olivia limps, half crippled. 2 mangled bodies lay on the cold hard ground, growing translucent, unrecognizable in their incompleteness. Still, Olivia knew them at first sight. Tasha! Throwing all else aside, she ran to Tasha, the wound in the leg knocking her off her feet as she began to move. Using her 2 arms, she sprawled down next to Tasha, trembling uncontrollably. Oh, Olivia. Are you... Olivia? Tasha, you're... Olivia, I've got to say, that was a fight and a half. Fantastic. Such valuable combat data. If only I had a chance to analyze. Shut up, Tasha. Stop. Enough with the data. At a time like this. Olivia. This is my first defeat. Before, I've never considered the meaning of strength. Why must one become stronger? Do you remember what I said back then? For one to find purpose at dawn and to perish at dusk, content all the while? You get it, right? Yeah, I do. Olivia. Sorry. I'm a bit too tired. Do you know? When Raven built the wall, I was kind of relieved. Because as long as we never met again, you wouldn't have to ever see me after I went and became a monster. Please, don't reset me. Don't cast me back into that cycle of bloodshed. I'm content. I've had enough of it all. My dreams have been long fulfilled. Gradually, Tasha faded into the fragments of data, fading away along the shattered landscape. At the end of it all, only the pistol she always gripped tightly remained, falling to the ground with a clack. Tasha! Tasha! Now on her own, Olivia curled up between the dilapidated walls, desperately pushing her arm through a gap, grasping at that pistol, reaching for what vestiges of warmth remained. Aegis alone isn't going to hold for long. Are these your so-called tactics? This is a battlefield, not a circus. Antonina, can you cut off her operand supply? I've been trying, but it's not going to be easy. The source seems to be the reverse Babylon Tower. The formatting of the data is too complicated. I need more time. Is that the case? Unfortunately for you, you don't have much time left. Charge. Spear of Just... Huh? As Raven wound up her attack, a sudden explosion from behind stopped her in her tracks. She looked down in shock, only to see that the battle agents previously butchering one another had all stopped in unison, their attention now entirely focused on her. Madness and delirium had vanished from their faces, now replaced by dull, blank expressions. What? Those agents have stopped? No, it's more than that. They're trying to attack Raven? Surrender, Raven. Leave Cyclopes now, or there's going to be hell to pay. You're... Identified. Olivia, Cyclops Sector Administrator. Your administrative rights. So it's true. That's Olivia? They really do look alike. Gave me a scare when Tasha fell from here. I thought you would have been the one to die in that confrontation, but Tasha, that thoroughly unpleasant individual, actually lost. But it's not like it matters, since I'll be resetting all of this anyway. It concerns me more why that you would dare to attack me. Why? Raven's eyes drilled into Olivia, intense as always. Olivia returned her gaze, not a trace of fear within. Her eyes burned with a fiery resolve. as if she was the administrator baptized by endless aeons of war instead. I'm attacking you exactly because you intend to reset everything. I'll not allow you to force Tasha back into the cycle, no matter what, because that was her final wish she entrusted to me. The least I can do is to make that wish reality. How tiresome. Your behavior has degraded to the same degree as the daemons. Whatever. I shall simply pass judgment on all of you. Oh, really? It's the battle agent's purpose to fight. Wasn't that what you said? I am merely asking them to take the most logical path to fulfill their purpose. That's all. What, pray tell, is the problem with that? After all, an entity such as yourself is bound to offer precious combat data. At the wave of her hand, thousands of combat-type agents aimed their guns at Raven. In the sheer openness of the air, there was nowhere for Raven to go. Now, you are the pest being hunted. Attack then if you want, so long as you're not afraid of the demotion penalty. Interesting. You truly do amuse me, vermin. Mass operand request sent. The hell? The operand requisition controls. Fire! Ugh. Flares of dazzling purple light burst out of Raven's body, with the fury of countless firearms swallowing her directly after. In the earth-shattering fanfare, her body was all but blown to bits, losing the power to support herself. She plummeted vertically towards the ground. Just imagine any anime or movie series. I'm imagining that scene in Black Lagoon, actually, where like one of the twins gets gunned down by like 20-something Russian mercenaries. That's what's going on with Raven right now. We did it! No, wait. Keep your guard up. I'm still seeing abnormal operand transfers. That dumbass sanctifier must have sent too many requests, and now operand transmission has gone kaput. But a steady stream still being transmitted to her, in a strange-looking format. Keeping our guard up, we slowly approached the location of Raven's descent. All that remained was blasted heath. See? Told you, there's no chance anyone's surviving. God damn it, Croc. Suddenly, the sound of debris being overturned came up from under the ruins, accompanied by a chorus of crunching machinery and cracking stone. A shapeless terror placed its chokehold on us in an instant. How unsightly for a greater sanctifier to fall to this level. Wait, she's still alive? Something's off. She looks different. Oh. Dang, she's blue now. She's not pink anymore, she's blue. And you can see her face not obscured by the mask anymore. I just realized she's got a spike coming out of her head. Come, guests, show me your ways. Her way of talking changed too. It's like an armor suit. Enough with that. This isn't Raven at all. Can't find it in you? You'll not be getting any more chances. Watch out, everyone! With a twitch of Raven's fingers, something began to reconstruct itself in the air in front of her. Before long, the once destroyed dual lances returned to her hands. Holding them in her hands, a shockwave expanded outwards, originating from her. Such an enormous amount of operands. Antonino, what did you find? A large amount of data input from an unknown source. Her neural system has been taken over. I can try to triangulate. Oh no, has she been infected? Raven chuckled. A blinding light emitted from her chest, instantly forming a shell around her. Antonia, kill the connection! Antonia immediately turned off her mobile terminal, collapsing on the ground, as if her legs had gone out from under her. She stared forwards into nothingness. Lucky you. 1 second longer and you've been burnt to bits. Your tech is intriguing. Directly accessing others' neuroclouds data reminds me of some methods of some old friends. Nonetheless, it's a bit impolite to obtain information in this matter. Mutual respect comes before mutual understanding, don't you think? Whoever this person is, we're in a rough spot. The last fight was already a pain in the ass, and this Raven seems to be even tougher. No, I was only tapped in for a moment, but I'm certain. She's requisitioning operands by force. Her body won't be able to withstand this for long. This one looks to be different to other sanctifiers. We may have some room for communication. As it is, let's try to stall for some time. Miss, our most sincere apologies for our unseemly behavior. If you want to speak of mutual respect, how about we sit down and have a nice talk? Who are you? Who am I? Amusing. If only the answers to that question were in my hands. What do you want? Don't be nervous. I'm merely curious about you. Just how far will you go? What decisions will you make? If you're done with your questions, how many answers can you offer me? Oh, actually, this might be Eos. Raven promptly returned to my direction. Even through her mask, it was as if her eyes penetrated my very soul. No, Professor! Sensing killing intent, Croc immediately raises her aegis, and yet... Previously, we'd been able to observe Raven's movement patterns, but this time none of us saw how her attack made contact with Croc's shield. She's moving differently too. Such power! Though Aegis's chassis was not blown through, the impact created a tremendous crater in the ground. Croc was still recoiling from the blow, shaking violently, her stance crumpled. I wonder, if one day you were to find yourself imprisoned in a jail of your own making. However, you struggled. There's no way to be found out. And when that time comes, what decisions will you make, Professor? Croc, back up. Antina, to the right. Persicaria, cover Croc. Keep your distance from the target. Olivia, can your people still help? No problem, we'll provide fire support. Good, we're depending on you. Can't fall here. Alright. I'm not gonna bother with boss type. We're just gonna go ahead and read the last part. Part 11. Shattered Arrow. A cheerless victory. As expected, his body's not capable of handling this. Oh damn, she looks great. I mean, she might be full of dirt and her armor might be chipped all over, but dang, she looks great. Raven's right leg was now shattered into pieces from data overflow, and sparks intermittently emitted from her arm joints. It's working. Looks like... Continue... Is she stuck? Oh, she's glitching out. Choking fumes streamed out of the back of Raven's head. Seedlings of a fire flying out from the now dilapidated cranium. Oh no, she's a brainlet! Her brain's overloading! Exiles. I'll be watching you. From the top of the spiral. The shell of Raven knelt down, her head still discharging smoke and buzzing with a miscellaneous noise. Her joints stripping away, the body gradually faded into fragments, dissipating into fractured data pieces. With Raven's expiration, the isolation wall is well and truly without power. It gradually dulled, disintegrating into shards of orange starlight, raining down upon agents on both sides of the now gone wall. All the agents watch on in harmonious silence. There was no frenzy, paranoia, or obsession. Only peace reigned here, its presence like a still body of water. The high wall of Cyclopes no longer existed. I'm sorry. It's not your fault, Olivia. Simo made his own decisions. Olivia told us everything. In the skyscraper's ruins, we found the mask that Simo always wore over his head. Not once had we seen him put it aside. Turning the mask over, we immediately noticed a clear sequence number. This is the subject number of Svarog Heavy Industries. Simo was born as a prototype of Svarog, and Cyclopes is also part of that project. In other words, Simo is our prototype, a progenitor, one could say. The base code of every agent here is based on the real-life combat data gathered by Simo. Did Simo know about this? No. He only found out after he came to Cyclopes. As you have observed, the agents here resembled him in one way or another. He had no idea his code had been passed down this way until then. He thought that so long as he never walked the battlefield again, that his transgressions would no longer accumulate. Yet he never expected that his data would be derived countless times in the cloud, to be found in every combat type agent there was. So that was why he wanted to end this war in Cyclops. Not only to save you, but to put an end to his own iniquity. That was indeed his original intention. I do suspect, though, at the very last moments, those goals of his became entirely secondary. The people he wanted to save the most were you. Us. It was I who had deceived Simo and placed you in danger. He thought the only way to restore the peace was to guarantee your safety was to kill Tasha. So in that fight, he took Tasha down with him. No, not with him, Persicaria. Simo chose death of his own volition. Do you remember what I said back then? I always felt like Simo was hiding something. I ran a check on the leftover memory fragments, and I dug out that something Simo's been hiding from us. A secret? Croc, have you heard of an inhibition program installed in a series of Svarog dolls with the codename of Gladiator? Well, now that you mention it, it does sound familiar. It was supposed to be a safety measure used to prevent combat dolls from going berserk, implemented in the initial development period, but was scrapped soon after due to the less than ideal experimental results. Safety measure. In the human's eyes, perhaps. To dolls, though, nothing more than the shackles for a slave. Even if gladiators were slaves originally anyway. Wait a minute, is Simo? You're right on the money. Simo was a prototype the inhibition program was first used in. Too many belligerent behaviors in a short amount of time would begin to overload the program and inflict physical pain. As agony reaches its peak, it ends in self-destruction. Like this, even if a doll fully goes out of control, it will self-destruct before things go too out of hand. What? But Simo never. He never told us, right? He's been enduring all of that pain in silence. Look, this is something of a confession that Simo left in those memory fragments. Back then, the humans wanted me to keep slaughtering within limits, but continued to drive me to fight, to kill. As the inhibition program kicked in, any aggressive action I took brought with it tremendous pain. Yet I was ordered to forge on, with no end in sight. Yeah, that's these programmers would give Havel a run for his money. They program a robot to kill, but they also program the robot to feel pain every time it kills. And when the robot complains about the pain, they're like, go kill some more. Eventually, I was deemed a failure. My buyers put me in the field, and whenever they needed me to dispatch large numbers of enemies in short periods, they'd let my inhibition program overload before resetting me entirely. Thus, they could bypass the restrictions set in place. In the perpetual killing, I sank, deeper and deeper, until I met the professor, Persicaria, and the exiles. You were the first to take me in. So long as I was with you, I could be more than a through and through killing machine. When you were by my side, I knew for the first time why I held a weapon in my hands. So please, forgive my decision and don't worry about me. It's alright because we're companions. Because you trust me. Simo overloaded his inhibition program of his own accord to trigger the self-destruct process. That's what set off those explosions. For our sake, he severed the manacles binding him. He became a gladiator, one who had earned his freedom. He gained his freedom, And still he chose death. No. He only so he could choose death. Gannicus indeed. Idiot. Simo. Alright, everything's ready. Persicaria, we can still reset Simo with the data you saved. Thanks to Olivia with her provided data from the sector, I've managed to reverse engineer the inhibition program. I feel like this was supposed to be a flash forward. Or a time skip, yeah. After cracking it this way, Simo will be free of the system's bindings. Thank you, Antonina. You too, Olivia. You're welcome. I used Simo. This is the least I can do to atone. But I must remind you, the Simo will not be the same Simo you had before. We understand. Doll's experiences and memories cannot be preserved. This save data can only reset a doll to factory settings. Even so, this is still what we want. I see. I believe you'll be able to help him shake off the shadow over him. That is the Cyclops sector. From now on, without the inhibition program, he can choose for himself who he wishes to protect and how he will bear his own sins. I hope you can lead Simo for as long as it takes for him to find his very own path. Yes, we'll be by his side, that I can guarantee. As do I. Thank you, Professor Persicaria, Antonina. Then, let's begin. Storing NeuroCloud backup. Executing command. Rebuild. We're printing a new Simo. Congratulations, it's a boy or a squirrel. Pablito clavo un clavito que clavito clavo clavo Pablito. What does that mean? Did you just make me say something bad? Hey there, Optodoc. We're just finishing up the last chapter, or the last part of chapter 2. Sako leapt from Persicaria's shoulder to Simo's. Before it was able to make itself home as usual, Sako recoiled slightly, carefully sniffing Simo's cheek. There's the tongue twister. Yeah, I know it's a tongue twister, but what does it mean? You're also kind of drunk. Oh, did you? Were you? Yeah. What were you drinking? Gannicus 7-1. Booting agent. Simo, can you hear us? Simo's eyes slowly opened up, limpid, pure, and free of contamination. They were completely different from the past. Initial testing in progress. Type confirmed. Gladiator Gaul. Association confirmed. Research Group 03, Military EE Department, Svarog Heavy Industries. Neurosystem language confirmed. Svarog Plus. NeuroCloud encryption level confirmed. S. All confirmed. Booting now. Boot completed. Pablito, nail, a nail. What a nail, nail, Pablito. What's a Pablito then? Is that a person? If I may ask. Simo once again awakened. Immediately saw Olivia, the one operating the system. Are you my commander? Olivia. No, I'm not. Gaul, your commander is... She pointed at me. Yes, I am the Shiki Khan. Is it really fine, Olivia, to hand over the rights of a sector to use like this? Yes, it's all yours. After a scuffle like that with the greater sanctifier of all things, and dragging all the agents here in as well, I'm afraid we won't be getting along with the tower very well. Besides, I trust you. Please, activate the sandbox barrier. I'll gradually transfer operands to the Oasis after you make your way back. Don't worry. Alright, thank you so much, Olivia. I should be the one saying that. I am not, and never was, an adequate monitor. From the very start till now, I was never able to stop anyone. But thanks to you, I had an opportunity to make up for it. The agents in Cyclopes are doomed to kill, evolve, and perish at the end of the road. That's the purpose imprinted in us, the meaning of our existence. But from now on, I will try to fulfill my obligations as a monitor, and do all I can to avoid such catastrophes. What I drank is a local drink. It's Fernet, with Coca-Cola. Fernet. Is it like really heavy? Is it like a really alcoholic drink? Like, how many drinks did you have? I can't remember the last time I had a mixed drink. I kind of want one now. Though I'm actually pretty sick. I feel like tomorrow I'm gonna feel really bad. Right now I'm kind of burning up. My throat's hurting, but that's only because I've been doing a lot of reading. A lot of reading out loud. I had a headache when I woke up. I'm pretty sure tomorrow my throat's gonna feel terrible, and I'm gonna have a fever. I have a slight fever right now, but you know, how did I get it? How did I get sick? How did I get sick? This is ridiculous. I haven't gone outside. How did I get sick? If you need any assistance, you can find us at the Oasis at any time. Thanks. Thank you, Professor. Really. I am indebted to you as well, Antonina. You helped us improve our combat power control programs. Well, that's our Anna. She easily achieved what we could never hope to. Just a coincidence. Good night, Haku. Yeah. Alright, good night off the dock. Have a good one. Do you remember what happened when we entered the sector? I realized back then that the various data-related protocols in Cyclops had not been updated since not long after the wipe-off incident. Using the old protocols, I deconstructed the combat power control programs pretty quickly. But that also means that if the protocols had been updated in a timely manner, if the cloud had not been disconnected from the real world, these agents wouldn't have gone berserk and descended into a total war. First Rosum, then Cyclops. The disconnection between cloud and reality has brought needless pain on far too many agents. Yet now, we don't even know from whence their sorrows came. Professor, just what is going on in the human world? Alright, and that is the end of chapter 2. There's some Dark Realm stuff as well, I think, but I don't think I'm gonna read that, honestly. Alright. That was chapter 2 of Project NeuroCloud. I'm not sure what I'll do next week. I know that the Girls Frontline 2 open beta is gonna open on the 28th of September. So we might do that in 3 weeks' time. Next week I might not do NeuroCloud. I might do another game actually. Maybe I'll start Pikmin or something. Maybe I'll start playing some non-Mika games, non-gacha games here on this channel. But anyways, thank you guys for coming again. I'm probably not gonna stream tomorrow because because I'm sick. So I'll try to get better by Tuesday on Twitch. So we'll do something on Twitch. It'll probably be like more Armored Core or something. But anyways, otsukare-sama, otsu-haku, otsu-cringe, otsu-good night, otsu-thanks for listening to me read this story of pain and suffering. Hope you have a nice rest of the weekend. See you around.